Now that we got those fairy energies in, I want to welcome you to the spiritual corner. My name is Prism, PGN, or PZ, whatever you want to call me, and I'm giving you a collective reading from the fairies to see what they need to let you know about whatever's going on in your life. This is Mr. Bacons. He's going to be accompanying me as he usually does. We're going to go ahead and start off with some message cards and see if we can get a clue on where this is going to go today. So we have Unicorn, the Sun, and I usually take these face up so there's no reversal, and then touch grass. So what I'm getting here is maybe you are a very unique person, or a lot of people see you as a unicorn of the group. Maybe you have rainbow hair like I do, hence the rainbow lettering. With the Sun, I'm just getting you're the sun in people's lives. You bring out joy. This could also be something that's being revealed, just like the Sun card itself. And then touch grass. This could just be a message from the fairies telling you to just go outside, see nature, and enjoy the sunlight. And with the Sun and touch grass, you know, I just feel like it all kind of correlates. But let's go ahead and pull some fairy oracle cards to see what else comes out. The one that I didn't do was pre-shuffle, so I'm just gonna give them a quick shuffle. So to start, we have the gift, a present, an offer, nurturance, growth, and potential. And with this going under the unicorn card, I feel as if this is a message from the fairies saying you are a gift. You being a unicorn, you being unique, you standing out is a gift to this world, or even a offer to the people that you come in contact with, even if it's just like a random conversation on the bus or walking down the street. You know, there's a radiance that happens with the people around you, like almost like this little guy. It looks like he's looking at her. She's not even really, I mean, she's like looking at, it doesn't even look like she's looking at what he gave her. She's just like enjoying life. And he's so mesmerized by her. It's quite cute. Midnight Prince, ask for what you want, be honest. Usually this card comes out when the fairies are offering you a wish fulfillment. That's what I think of this as the Nine of Cups. And then lastly, glimpse, indigo, rainbow, crystal children, and beyond. This usually is a card of discovery of who you are and your lineage, and it tends to focus on the indigo child. You might want to look that up. Unfortunately, I don't really know too much on that. I'll actually pull up the book in a second, but in the reversal, it means there's some sort of doubt or blockage involved, in which touch grass, and then I see like this little fairy hiding behind a tree. It almost seems as if he's like a little scared to come out, but let me go ahead and grab the book. And we have out here 47, 43, and 34. That's interesting that we have 43, 34. Yeah, it's almost like a twin flame thing. 34. Alright, so in the upright position, it comes out to transmuting your anger about politics, ego, repressive regimens. So like just things that are a bit superficial or very earth-like, if you will. You have been seen by the fairies as one of the evolving human ones. So this in the reversal is a fear of concerning your other senses, refusing to accept your human beings are changing and that you are part of the change. So it's like a refusal of your identity, of who you truly are, aside from the worldly things. You're very otherworldly, not of this world. And with the unicorn, that kind of makes sense. So the fairies, I feel like, are telling you to embrace that with it being in the reverse. Embrace who you are. I'm going to clarify with some tarot. So you have the King of Wands. This is a very stoic person who is in their leadership role. It has a lot to do with standing in your power, if you will. And with the gift and the unicorn, I just feel like that's them asserting that, like, hey, you are who you are. You are a force to be reckoned with. You are a gift to this world, and you have the power to lead. There's a couple other traits. I want to just look into that really quick. I feel like I'm getting more and more more and more used to the basic understanding of the cards, but I still feel like there's a few tidbits that I just really want to get out for you guys. Yeah, a visionary, an entrepreneur, so someone that has a vision and is able to apply it to the real world. Someone who can, lead and direct. His greatest wish is to empower those around him, to inspire them to be the best that they can be. And that's you right there. You're radiant. You're showing people who you really, really are, and you're not trying to conform to being like, everybody else. You're able to split from the crowd, create your own lane, and then have others follow that lane, Great with working alongside others, so he's a great team player. He's able to, build a team. He asks you to create goals for yourself, so he's able to lead that team towards a good direction, towards growth, towards growing a better imagination to create for themselves, and thus creating more leaders, to do more things that he might not be able to perceive in his own imagination, because everyone has their own way of thinking, and thus everyone has their own way of creation. And with that being said, when I just think about back when R&B was really collaborative, and it just seemed like people now we have a lot of writers where there's too many hands in the pot. But back when, there was a few writers and then there was the main artists, they would bounce ideas off of each other and it would become more of a work of art. I think of Timbaland and Missy Elliott and how they were able to incorporate certain sounds to create their own sounds, leading a new genre or a new, I would say, millennium of music that's never been heard of before. That was like a futuristic era back then, something that really hasn't been recreated since, and shouldn't be, because it's its own thing. But from that created more leaders, people who were interested in going above and beyond, to be more abstract. I think of Tyler, the Creator. Honestly, I don't really have a lot of artists in my brain right now, but he's kind of sticking out to me mainly because he took a lot of different sounds that were very abnormal or maybe appealed to a certain ear, and he worked with it and created beautiful music, and then was able to refine it to inspire another generation, creating more leaders to today. You hear a lot of his influence now, and even with Sid from the internet, she also was part of that vision, them bouncing certain sounds off of each other and creating something new, But let's see what Eight of Wands. That's usually forward movement, communication. but it's in the reverse. Yes, rapid action, movement, progress. But in the reverse, it's rush, impatience, and urgency. So it's like a sense of a pause, but they're saying this is a blessing in disguise. The constant on the go attitude can cause you to make unforeseen mistakes along the way. And I can relate to this in a sense that you become so normalized to how life is supposed to go, or how at least people tell you it's supposed to go, and you tend to lose out on the synchronicities of life, the small tidbits that make you smile. And I feel like with you being in this leadership role, it's almost as if you get people, at least in my opinion, you get people to come out of that, to come out of the normal monotonous flow of life. You get people to kind of stop and smell the roses, if you will. Okay, I'm going to pull out for this next card, this Make a Wish. I usually, when I see this card, I'll make my actual wish, so if you feel inclined to make a wish for this video, you're welcome to do it. Justice and the Empress. So maybe your wish was to receive some sort of justification or righteousness through this Empress. And the Empress tends to be a goddess, fertility, Mother Earth, but in the reversal, it's dependence, attachment, fruitless. Interesting. So it's almost like you're vindicating yourself from this lack mentality, this codependence, this what if state, this filling yourself up so much that you have enough to give others without depleting your resources. So like I said, like maybe overindulging, overdoing it, and in the real world, like I just feel like there's this light that you bring to almost like vindicate others, to feel a sense of like they can dream again, they can wish, and what they wish for can be granted. You give people hope that magic exists, that anything's possible. Yeah, because I feel like that goes just with that Eight of Wands, like people stretching themselves way too thin, placing others' needs above their own, and you're like almost giving people a sense of hope that that's not how life should be. It's almost like you're, I don't know, some sort of magical lawyer giving people hope. And let's see about this doubt of who you are. I mean, I kind of just told you who you are, but Eight of Cups, that usually deals with introspection in the upright, but in the reverse, it's avoidance, paralyzing, and indecisiveness. So maybe like tapping into that power yourself, you almost feel like you're indecisive of if this is how you want to show up in the world. Maybe there's a lot of judging going on behind the scenes, whether it be with family, friends, whatever, and you almost feel like you have to shrink yourself, or you can't truly embrace who you have been feeling like you are underneath all of the expectations of this world. So what about and it brings you a sense of an intuitiveness, with the Queen of Cups coming out, that usually has to deal with like I said, intuition and the heart chakra a little bit. So like, you know, coming, like speaking from the heart, if you will, if that makes sense. I'm gonna read a little bit from my little book. Yeah. Intuition, compassion, open heart, like I said. Intuition comparable to the high priestess. The Queen of Cups rules your intuition, compassion, and love. She is an emotionally stable woman who rules fairly from the heart. Elements of water flows strong and steady, because you know, emotions, it's not like a rushing river, it's more like a flowing stream, you know? Like it's a more controllable current, if that makes sense. The element of water, and also allows constant, effortless flow. So she's just able to exude her emotions freely. She's able to express herself well. Artistic endeavors express themselves with ease because, you know, you're connected to the heart, which I always think of green is connected to creativity. And if you look actually on this card, there's a little bit of green going on here to show that incorporation with the blue, which is your emotions. A dreamer with psychic insight, so you could be pretty psychic, or you're able to intuitively discern certain situations. A high creative imagination, and it heals and she heals past wounds with doses of tenderness and kind-heartedness. So it's very much like, you know, someone comes up to you and they're just like, you know, I haven't had a good day lately. Things have just been blah 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 blah, like whatever their, you know, their gripe is, and you're able to come in and almost give them a sense of warmth or at least ease with the situation. Even if it's not immediate, they're able to almost go back and play what you said previously, you know, through introspection, and come to their own conclusion of how they can move forward. You're able to help a lot of people, and if that is you, if this is really resonating with you, I suggest you really, you know, don't stop, or I should say, don't allow others or society to close your heart, because that is connected to your confidence, it's connected to your throat, like it's the center of everything. And if we lose our heart, we just fall out of alignment. So if I can get anything out of this, is don't change who you are to appease others. When it comes to who you perceive yourself to be, you have a gift in this world to lead and to give people a sense of pause rather than a very go mentality. And you're able to help people realize that dreams do come true. It just depends on how hard you're willing to work for it. You give people a sense of justice for themselves to move forward. And that's really important, especially with us being in this specific time in the world where things just seem grim all the time, or we just seem like we're against each other, when that's really not it. It's more like it's spiritual warfare almost. It's also like just ego battles. Like we never step outside of ourselves and look at how we're treating each other to, you know, progress in this world. It's very much on the surface, but like it's almost hard to blame, you know, everyone, because this is just how we've been taught that this is how life is and this is how it has to be, when that's not necessarily true. And if we could all think that way, we could change the world, you know, completely. We could rewrite what life is supposed to be like. So I'm gonna get a little message card for you guys, just to get a little joy from the fairies of what they have to say to close this out. nature's messengers, we send you a butterfly, a sure sign we are with you. We often cannot be seen due to our different vibrations. So step into nature, come closer, and the answer you desire will be yours. So if you're contemplating on like who you are, I found it very beneficial to go outside just for a moment and enjoy the simplicities of life. Even just if it's like looking at like tiny flower blooms, or the way that the bees fly around. Where I'm at, there's a lot of hummingbirds, so I'll stare at them just to, see the different colors and the intricacies of the feathers, just little stuff like that. And it almost creates a stillness in you, and then a rush of calm comes in, and those are the best moments where you receive the best information from yourself, because you're still and you're not focused on stresses around you. You're just focused on the moment. And I think that if we did that a lot more, we would not only be able to find ourselves, but we'd be able to give each other more grace and help others learn to be a little bit more present. But if this resonated with you, please leave me a like or a little comment. And I want to thank you for just stopping by and seeing what the message was today. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.